From the latest news to your favorite tunes, we've got your back morning, night, and afternoon. Join our family, connect with your crew. Kings FM 88.5, just for you.
From Royal Communications Incorporated, good evening and welcome to King's News Broom 45 minutes news about Liberia, Africa, in our one word. Today is Tuesday, September 2, 2025, and I'm Shemon Deere presenting. In the headlines, Nema County Senator Samuel Koga accuses Unity Party-led government of financial mismanagement and questionable infrastructure spending. Demands forensic audit to determine how monies are used. Government of Liberia launches over 36 million United States dollars China-supported overhead bridge project along Tottenham Boulevard. And also in the news tonight, former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf denies U.S. 15,000 and 1,000 bags of cement contribution for CDC National Headquarters construction. Describes report as nonsense and stupid. Away from home, Ghana's President John Mahama has fired the country's Chief Justice Gertrude Tokono following a recommendation by an inquiry. A landslide has killed at least 370 people in a remote Morai Mountains in Western Sudan, a UN official has told the BBC. These plus the news bulletin voices of those making the news at our package. We'll take a short break to be right back. Welcome back at this juncture with John Sam Andrews with the news bulletin.
Criminal Court A Judge Roosevelt Willie has ordered the immediate transfer of all capital arson attack defendants from Kakata Central Prison in Magibi County back to the Morovia Central Prison, citing legal jurisdiction and defendants' right to counsel. The ruling follows heated arguments in court over a 32-count motion to suppress evidence filed by defense lawyers who alleged serious constitutional and procedural violations in the state's handling of the investigation, ranging from illegal search and seizure to allegations of torture and unauthorized forensic analysis. However, the court has upheld jurisdiction, right to counsel in one of the issues raised during the argument. Judge Roosevelt Willie emphasized that the ongoing arson trial is being held in Montserrado County, not Magibi, and the defendants must be kept within the jurisdiction of the court trying the case. He granted the defense request to have the defendants return to Morovia, stating that their prolonged detention in Kakata undermines their right to effective legal representation. Judge Roosevelt Willie added that if the Ministry of Justice claims there is no space to hold them at the Morovia Central Prison, then the state must create space by releasing pretrial detainees who are eligible for bail if necessary. He also ruled that the bail bond previously submitted on behalf of the defendants was invalid and stressed that 3 of the accused remain a flight risk. Judge Roosevelt Willie said the defendants may be released only upon the posting of appropriate and valid bond instruments. Defense launched 32-count challenge to state evidence led by a team of prominent lawyers, Arthur Johnson, Waking Rights, and Jonathan Masekwe. The Liberian government has broken ground for the construction of overhead bridge, value at 36 million United States dollars by the Chinese government along the Tottenham Boulevard. Speaking at the program, President Bouhaka encouraged Liberians to begin managing their resources in order to render assistance to other countries as it is being done by the Chinese government. He cautioned the residents along the route to cooperate with the contractors, as the project will be able to employ at least 300 people. Chinese Ambassador Yang Qingwu said the groundbreaking of the two flyover bridges located on the busiest area would serve as critical route in the city's transportation network. According to the Chinese ambassador, the project marks not only a milestone in the modernization of Liberia's road infrastructure, but also a priority in improving the livelihood of the people, and it represents another important practical step in supporting Liberia's arrest agenda. Nima County Senator Samuel Koga has called for a comprehensive audit of Unity Party-led government, raising serious concern about alleged financial mismanagement and questionable infrastructure spending. Speaking with reporters in Nima Monday, Senator Samuel Koga criticized what he described as irresponsible and misguided priorities in the public sector development under President Joseph Boakar's leadership. The Nima County Senator argued that the time has come for a thorough and forensic audit to determine how public money has been allocated and spent, particularly on infrastructure projects across the country. Senator Samuel Koga questioned whether Unity Party is working for the people or simply for appearances, adding that that it appears to be a widening gap between campaign promises and actual development impact. Senator Koga comments follow increasing public scrutiny of high-profile government officials spending money on building houses for themselves. Meanwhile, former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Councillor Funati Kofa, has sharply criticized the legal process surrounding the ongoing capital arson investigation, raising alarms over alleged constitutional violations and unlawful evidence gathering by law enforcement agencies. In an exclusive interview on the grounds of the Capitol building, Councillor Funati Kofa warned that Liberia risks eroding the foundation of its justice system if courts allow evidence obtained through illegal means to stand, a concept legally referred to as fruit of poisonous tree. Councillor Funati Kofa refers specifically to law enforcement alleged access to mobile phones belonging to Capitol arson suspects before a proper search warrant was obtained. According to him, the warrant in question was signed on January 9th after police had already accessed the devices. The National Rehabilitation for Drug and War-Affected Persons has appealed to the government and international partners for assistance in training some rehabilitated youth in basic vocational skills in preparation for their reintegration into society. The executive director of the organization, retired Lieutenant Colonel Augustine Nangwe, disclosed that he has procured 15 desktop computers, 5 sewing machines, and employ a sub-scientist to train rehabilitated youth for the job market. Speaking in an interview with Kings in Monrovia Tuesday, Nangwe commended the new interim team at the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency for embarking on a compulsory drug test for all LDEA officers. According to Nangwe, over 500 youth, including females, undergoing rehabilitation and in preparation for enrolling in the vocational training rehabilitation programs in order to provide skills for the job market. Monserrato County District 13 representative has vowed to resign his position if critics can substantiate claims that he misused district funds to acquire properties for personal gain since taking office in 2019. Edward Papi Flomo cited escalating hardship faced by citizens as a primary motivation behind his decision, emphasizing the need to support students and families during challenging economic times. Representative Edward Papi Flomo made a statement during an appreciation program by the Nigerian shop community, addressing concerns raised by constituents who were pleading for incessant increment in scholarship given to the community. Commenting on the prevailing situation in the country, the CDC lawmaker stated that the hardship had taken over the country and has reached alarming levels, adding it is not just the average citizen who feels the weight of the struggle. In addition to confronting allegations about his finances, Representative Edward Papi Flomo announced a significant increase in the scholarship fund allocated for his district, raising it from 10.5 million Liberian dollars to 25 million Liberian dollars. He cited escalating hardship faced by citizens in the district. And a civil society organization known as YOKNET Liberia has petitioned the city mayor of Banga, Bon County, demanding urgent action on climate justice. Reading the petition Tuesday, Rufus Yan highlighted the impact of climate change in Liberia, gradually increasing, posing a significant threat to the safety of Liberians. He emphasized that justice for the climate is justice for humanity. YOKNET Liberia, sponsored by Action Aid Liberia, aims to combat climate change, ensuring proper land use and promote environmental sustainability. Responding to the petition, City Mayor Gala Vapala pledged his support for YOKNET Liberia's mission. He identified sand mining and log cutting for charcoal burning as major contributors to environmental problems in Liberia. The mayor's commitment to addressing these issues raised hopes for collaborative efforts to mitigate the effects of climate change in the region.
Sam Adjust with the news bulletin. The news bulletin is a regular feature on King's Newsroom. A reminder you're listening to King's Newsroom, 45 minutes news about Liberia, Africa in our one word. Stories we're following tonight in Nima County, Senator Samuel Kuka accuses Unity Party-led government of financial mismanagement and questionable infrastructure spending. Demands forensic audit to determine how monies are used. Government of Liberia launches over 36 million United States dollars China supported overhead bridge project along Todman Boulevard. And also in the news tonight, former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf denies U.S. 15,000 and 1,000 bags of cement contribution for CDC National Headquarters construction. This tribes report as nonsense and stupid. Away from home, Ghana's President John Mahama has fired the country's Chief Justice Gertrude Tokono following a recommendation by an inquiry. A landslide has killed at least 370 people in a remote Maro Mountains in western Sudan. A UN official has told the BBC. We'll take a break to be back with voices of the newsmakers. Welcome back and thanks for being there. Nimba County Senator Samuel Koga has called for a comprehensive audit of the United Party-led administration, raising serious concerns about alleged financial mismanagement and questionable infrastructure spending. Speaking with reporters in Nimba on Monday, Senator Koga criticized what he described as irresponsible and misguided priorities in public sector development under President Joseph Boakai's leadership. We'll bring you that in our subsequent newscast. The Liberian government has officially broken ground for the construction of overhead bridge value over $36,000 by the Chinese government along the Todman Boulevard. Speaking at the program, President Joseph Boakai encouraged Liberians to begin managing their resources in order to render assistance to other countries as it being done by the Chinese government.
We will always appreciate people who contribute to your development. But some of the things that we should learn is that you contribute not just because you have, but because you share feeling with people. And we should also think about countries giving countries. It shows that people have resources. They use the resources to help others, but we also have resources. And I hope that there'll come a future where ourselves, our resources, can be managed in a way that we contribute to other communities. That's bottom line. When your resources are used for the right purpose and can benefit other people, even God Himself will bless you. So today we are here for a project that is final. The ambassador just told you because of relationship. Today we are working on a project that will change how people travel, trade, and live along one of the capital's business routes. The two overpowered bridges on the Todman Boulevard, one near the ministerial complex and the other further east of SKD Boulevard, are more than just concrete and steel. They are practical solutions to reduce, strengthen, improve road safety, and prevent economic losses people face every day due to traffic delays in delivering and acquiring goods and services, as well as the movement of ambulances and fire trucks to where they are most needed. This is the power of road infrastructure. It shortens distances, lowers costs, enhances economic growth. Once these bridges are completed, there will be a visible sign of government keeping its promises to improve the efficiency of our road network. This understanding is rooted in the core of our National Development Plan, the Arrest Agenda for Inclusive Aid. At its heart lies the recognition that road infrastructure is fundamental to inclusive growth. Roads connect people to opportunities that are essential to ending rural neglect.
Also speaking, Chinese Ambassador Yan Jinhun described the project as not only a milestone in the modernization of Liberia's road infrastructure, but also a top priority in improving Liberians' lives.
This project represents a significant outcome of implementing the consensus reached by President Xi and President Boakai. The successful launch of it signifies the implementation of another key cooperation initiative of the Beijing Summit of the Forum on China-African Cooperation in Liberia. It reflects not only the traditional friendship between China and Liberia, but also serves as a vivid illustration of the continuously deepening strategic partnership between the two countries. For a long time, Liberia's road infrastructure has affected the daily commutes of its citizens and been a bottleneck for social and economic development. To address this challenge, President Boakai prioritized road construction in the Arista agenda after taking office, demonstrating the foresight and commitment to serving the people. The two flyovers launched today are located on the busiest thoroughfares in Monrovia, serving as critical nodes in the city's transportation network. Upon completion, the project will significantly improve road conditions, reduce travel time, enhance logistics efficiency, boost economic growth, and deliver tangible benefits to the people. On behalf of the Chinese government, I want to extend my warmest congratulations on the commencement of this project. China and Liberia are thousands of miles apart, but our hearts are closely linked. Over the years, the Chinese government, upholding the principles of sincerity, real result, affinity, and good faith, has actively supported Liberia's economic and social development. President Xi Jinping of China and President Joseph Newman Boakai successfully met and elevated bilateral relations to a strategic partnership, marking the beginning of a new chapter in China-Liberia relations.
At the same time, Public Works Minister Roland Giddens vowed to work along with the contractors on the overhead bridge building until its completion.
On behalf of the Ministry of Public Works, I reaffirm our commitment to work harder for the success of this project as we advance broader vision of modern infrastructure under the dynamic leadership of His Excellency President Joseph Yuma Boakai Sr. Today marks another milestone in Liberia's journey towards modernization and sustainable rural infrastructure development. This project did not emerge within a vacuum. These overpasses will be constructed at the ministerial complex and the SKD Boulevard junction. Will not just be a giant bridge of concrete, as you see, and steel, but two extended pieces of infrastructure designed to reclaim time that are lost in traffic congestion, improving road safety, and enhance efficiency in private sector and government operation. This project is also expected to create about 150 to 300 jobs in both skilled and unskilled labor. This project symbolizes transformation, progress, and strengthening of the bond between Liberia and the People's Republic of China. As we're preparing to turn the sword, this investment will demand our collective responsibility. During construction, we must effectively manage the traffic, and that goes to all of the parties, safeguards the utilities.
Public Works Minister Roland Giddens. Nima County Senator Samuel Koga has called for a comprehensive audit of the United Party-led government, raising serious concerns about alleged mismanagement and questionable infrastructure spending. Speaking with reporters in Nimba on Monday, Senator Koga criticized what he described as irresponsible and misguided priorities in public sector development on President Joseph Boakai's leadership.
Here we are saying that the period of time that this Unity Party-led government seated in the country will need an audit to get a full. It is our responsibility as a legislator.
Well, how do you see the superintendent working?
In terms of what?
In terms of
development. The infrastructure, if you go to all the government facilities, they are building them with fabulous design. But the money was not intended for that.
Nema County Senator Samuel Koga there speaking. A reminder you listen to King's News, 45 minutes news about Liberia, Africa, and our one word. Stories we're following tonight. Nema County Senator Samuel Koga accuses Unity Party-led government of financial mismanagement and questionable infrastructure spending, demands forensic audit to determine how monies are used. Government of Liberia launches over $36 million United States dollars China-supported overhead bridge project along Top End Boulevard. Former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf denied US 15,000 and 1,000 bags of cement contribution for CDC National Headquarters construction. Describes report as nonsense and stupid. Away from home, Ghana's President John Mahama has fired the country's Chief Justice Gary Chu Tokono following a recommendation by an inquiry. Take a break to continue with more voices. Welcome back and thanks for being there. Former House Speaker Councillor Fonante Kofa has sharply criticized the legal process surrounding the ongoing capital assault investigation, raising alarms over alleged institutional violations and unlawful evidence gathering by law enforcement agencies. In an exclusive interview on the grounds of the Temple of Justice, Councillor Kofa warned that Liberia risks eroded the foundation of its justice system if courts allowed evidence obtained through illegal means to stand, a concept legally referred to as fruit of person's tree.
Okay, so, I think last December we were all treated to the term ultra-virus. The term you're going to take today is called fruit of the poisonous tree. It means that when you gather evidence illegally, you can never use that evidence in a trial. And what we saw today was phones were broken into by the police on December 19th, sent to NSA, and then a warrant was gotten on January 9, 2025. It means that's the fruit of the poisonous tree. It means all that evidence. The fruit of the poisonous tree comes from the Garden of Eden, right? Also, you can eat everything here except for this fruit. That fruit that was eaten by the police cannot be used as snake baby. It must be crushed. You know what I'm saying?
Former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Councillor Jonathan Fonante Kofa, there speaking. Former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf has termed as nonsense and stupid social media report claiming a US 15,000 and 1,000 bags of cement as her contribution for the construction of CDC new national headquarters. Speaking in an interview on OKFM Monday, the former Liberian leader said she has no reason to contribute to the construction of CDC and nobody from the CDC have reached out to her for a contribution.
Okay, we have with us former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Welcome, Madam President. It is being spread on social media in quite a viral way that you allegedly are giving some support to the opposition CDC in terms of both financial and material, 15,000 US dollars, and some 1,000 bags of cement for their new headquarters project. Is this information true or not?
Julius, I'm glad you said allegedly. I am here on the farm, been here for 3 days. Didn't even know what's going on in the city. But let me say this in response. Those people who put this crap, this nonsense on social media, they must just love my name. They must just love me and can't keep their mouth off me. And what they have just said is damn stupid. Anybody who put that crap out there, I say they are damn stupid. Please repeat it for me and put it just like I say it. Put it there in the media. Let everybody hear exactly what it is. Then maybe they will stop these damn lies. Thank you, Julius, for calling me. Please, just tell it. Let everybody hear it well, okay?
Okay, but did they ever reach out? I mean, the CDC, have they ever reached out to you for support?
Never. No CDC person has reached me on no support. They have no reason to call me for support. I'm busy with my things I do, with my center, things I do with my farm. I'm out of that damn politics. That's why the politics here is so terrible. Because it's so sensational. And it just makes people so tired. People want to do the good things for the country. You want to promote the good part of the country. You want to be supportive to all the agencies of government. You want to support the president in everything he does if it's in the interest of the country. And every day somebody come up with some nonsense or the other. It's so doggone sickening. I just wish Liberian people would just get to work. They're so bored with laziness that they can't work. Put it any way you want, put it to you. Just tell it the way it is. Let them know exactly how I feel.
Former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. The National Rehabilitation for Drug and War-Affected Persons has appealed to the government and international partners for assistance in training some rehabilitated youths in basic vocational education skills in preparation for their reintegration into society. The executive director of the organization, retired Lieutenant Colonel Galston Nangbe, disclosed that he has procured 15 desktop computers, 5 sewing machines, and employed the soap scientists to train rehabilitated youth for the job market.
It's welcoming. What he said is in line with international protocol. So he did well to carry on the drug test for all DA staff. And not even limited to DA staff, as DA is undergoing a drug test, statement test, and appreciation to the new administration that are taking over the mantle of power. That it is already possible to find the drugs from any angle. Whatever drugs, these are the factor of people taking drugs. So I just want to use the occasion to extend my thanks and appreciation to the President of the Republic of Liberia for taking a such decision on those drug mongers, on those people who are lobbying with drug mongers to use the DEA as a scapegoat to be taking money from the people. It's wrong, and we have to stop it now. We need that the skills training has to go on, because if we rehabilitate the person have to get another knowledge to go out there to join the people in society, to be meaningful citizens in the society. The sewing machine is about 5, but the computer is about 15 computers. And we got here, classes will be opening. Most of them from in the graveyard and from the ghetto. And some of them have been going to school almost 8 years, 5 years, 4 years. So, we are express.
Retired Lieutenant Colonel Galston Nangbe there speaking. Monserrado County District 13 representative has vowed to resign from his position if his critics can substantiate claims that he has misused district funds to acquire properties for personal gain since taking office in 2019. Edward Flomo cited escalating hardship faced by citizens as a primary motivation behind his decision, emphasizing the need to support students and families during challenging economic times.
Who vote for people? Who you're responsible? Because the way you do this in prayer to God, God, everybody coming vote for the person they will do this. God, please show me the way.
And when you pray to God, believe God will show you the way you will vote for the rightful person. But when you vote for criminal, when you accept, and they will be silly. And when you see the country stop, the country is hard that we will say, when you have in fact, the whole country has a begin. The entire country, the minister them begin, the only people, lawmakers them begin, the judiciary begin, everybody begin, the citizen begin. We don't need to change the country now, like we have to begin country. Everybody begging. And some ministers then selling the job that belongs to you. They're selling it to foreigner. And some of people were going, I want to say, 30 years from now, how happy was that? 30, 40 years, when the population is so happy. So government needs to play for the future. Play for the future. We see other people that are coming, president. He did a good intention. We accept people who get money in the country to open business, factory, open factory for the people to work. Our country, my people were going here one sick. When you will say, so that we will pray for the rebel leader. We pray God and let God be on somebody good. We're not against them, we all are Liberians. But we just wanted to do the right thing. When you do the right thing today, at the end of the day, people will be happy to work with you.
Monserrado District 13 Representative Edward Flomo. The Federation of Liberian Youth has announced the holding of its convention to deliberate youth issues and conduct an election for a new corps of officers. FLA's president Baninka Elliott disclosed that an independent election commission has been set up to conduct the elections.
The Federation of Liberian Youth is pleased to announce the commencement of preparation for its General Assembly, scheduled for October 2025. Alongside this process, FLY is officially opening its membership to welcome young Liberians and youth organizations committed to advancing the collective aspiration of Liberia's youth. These dual processes are designed to strengthen participation, to broaden representation, and to ensure that the voices of young people are at the center of shaping FLY's future. To guarantee a process that is transparent and inclusive, FLY has established an independent election commission, our IEC, to oversee the electoral process. And the esteemed members of the commission are Mr. Krishnan D. Passaway, is the chair of the commission, Ms. Riches Chepe, co-chair, and Mr. Melvin Dupwe Kasi, Secretary General. We sincerely appreciate the efforts of our 15 county secretariats for their unwavering dedication in mobilizing youth across the nation and actively promoting FLY's mission at the grassroots level. Their hard work is essential in fostering a united and powerful youth voice in Liberia. FLY encourages all member organizations and affiliates to engage fully in this democratic opportunity.
Federation of Liberian Youth President Baninka Elliott. A civil society organization known as YoungNet Liberia has petitioned the city mayor of Bangabon County demanding urgent action on climate justice. Within the petition, Tuesday, Rufus Yan highlighted the impact of climate change in Liberia, posing a significant threat to the safety of Liberians, and emphasized that climate justice, or justice for climate, is significant for Liberians. Away from home, Ghana's President John Mahama has fired the country's Chief Justice Gertrude Tokono following a recommendation by an inquiry. She had been on suspension since April after complaints were lodged against her in petitions by three individuals. A president appointed commission then found that grounds of stated behaviors or misbehaviors had been established and recommended her removal from office. Mahama office said on Monday. The presidency said Muhammad was required to act in accordance with the committee's recommendations, but critics fear it sets a worrying precedent as undermines judicial justice or independence. And a landslide has killed at least 370 people in a remote Mara Mountains in western Sudan, a UN official has told the BBC. Antonin Girard, the UN's deputy humanitarian co-coordinator for Sudan, said that it was hard to assess the scale of the incident or the exact death toll, as the area was very hard to reach. Sudan Liberation Movement, the armed group in control of the affected area, had earlier said as many as 1,000 people could have died. Days of heavy rain triggered the landslide on Sunday, which left just one survivor and leveled much of the village of Parson, the area or group said in a statement. Well, on that note, as I will come to the near end of this edition of King's Newsroom. But before we leave, a quick reminder of stories we followed in the headlines. Nima County Senator Samuel Koga accuses Unity Party-led government of financial mismanagement and questionable infrastructure spending, demands forensic audit to determine how monies are used. Government of Liberia launches over 36 million United States dollars China-supported overhead bridge project along Tottenham Boulevard. You also heard in the news former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf denies US 15,000 and 1,000 bags of cement contribution for CDC National Headquarters construction. The Straps report as nonsense and stupid. Away from home, Ghana's President John Mahama has fired the country's Chief Justice Gertrude Tokono following a recommendation by an inquiry. A landslide has killed at least 370 people in a remote Mora Mountains in western Sudan, a UN official has told the BBC, and thanks to our reporters, correspondents, and all those who helped in making this edition of King's Newsroom a success. Sam Andrews had a control and handled the technical aspect of this edition. On behalf of the team, I'm Shemondale. I presented. Thanks for listening and watching.